excited are you about the new website?
So excited. My goal from day one has really been to focus on making government work better for Marylanders. And one way we can do that is to modernize our systems. And in my first 4 years, we will have modernized 5 major IT systems in the Office of the Comptroller, and our unclaimed property system is a key one of those systems. So I'm really excited to be unveiling it for Marylanders, but I'm also excited for our own agency because it will allow for us to process things more easily, more seamlessly, and to deliver better customer service, which is great for our staff as well.
When you stepped into the office, you had really some big, bold ideas,
Yep.
but you also had a system that was really outdated, right?
Yes. When I came here, I inherited systems, from the 1980s, 1990s, and we wanted to, there's always a little bit of short-term pain in exchange for long-term gain. And so we have been living through that for a few years, and we're really excited now to have turned the corner and start seeing the results of building better systems for Marylanders.
As a consumer who's going to go on this new website, what do you think is the biggest benefit for them?
Yeah, well, first is that it's just a much cleaner interface, so it's much easier and simpler to use. It's more intuitive. Also, there are options that certainly did not exist before. So if you put in one claim, it will automatically pull any other claim related to you in so that you can see those as well. So for instance, I went and put in sort of my father's old address, and it pulled up a couple other ones that he had. And so I got on the phone and told him, hey, Dad, you need to claim this. So that's one really nice benefit. I think there will also be a number of other quick pay options, benefits to automatically tracing, and we have better fraud detection now. And I think that safety and security is really important for Marylanders as well.
Will all properties be shown on the website?
We can account for all properties, but I believe that it's a $50 threshold for whether it's visible or not. We know the other ones that are there, but they're not all entirely visible. We lowered it from $100 to $50 though this year.
But why not display the exact property values?
Sure. So we, of course, can account for all of the money. I do think there are some of this is a balance between privacy and publicity. Some folks might not want you to be able to look up their name and address and see that they have $251 or $129 in assets. Instead, it just says under 250, right? So I think there is a balance between allowing for people to look up what's available and ensuring that people's property is private.
Now, some people would say that without showing that, some people will look and there'll be 3 or 4 and they'll go like, oh, it's probably just $5 when it could be $100, and that keeps them from going through the process of getting the money back. I mean, states like California, Texas, and Florida are already doing that. So why not Maryland? Just what you just talked about?
Yeah, I just think there's a balance. I think, we serve millions of Marylanders, and we can't predict what every single one of them will think when they look into our system and use it. And so we are constantly trying to have the right balance of providing enough information so that people know that it's there and can claim it, but not providing too much information that would, violate some notion of privacy. Maybe we're sometimes too far over the line on one side or other, so we just go back and forth and try to find that balance.
And you don't mention fraud risk, in your comment right there, because there has been studies, as you know,
that have shown
really have found no significant fraud.
Yeah, I think it's more about privacy than it is about concerns of fraud. Yep.
It's my understanding that holders are not required to provide owner data. We talked about that before for properties under $100, and that's due to the law.
Right.
Do you think that law should be changed?
It's a good question. I certainly think, we did change some of the laws this year in our Abandoned Property Act bill. I think that's definitely something that we will look at in future years about making sure so that we have clarity over all of the amounts rather than over 100. Yep.
And one of the big issues when it comes to a lot of people talk about unclaimed funds is automatic payments. Where are we in Maryland with that.
Yes, we're really excited about the automatic payments. We plan to launch that, hold on, let me make sure, November?
First week of November.
Okay, so yes, I'll say that again so we know. Yeah.
So where are we with automatic payments right now?
Yep, we're really excited to be offering automatic payments to Marylanders, and that will start to be available the first week of November of this year. We're now into our new system, testing everything out, making sure it works right. We changed the law this year so that we could enable this function as well, and the first week of November we will be able to start sending out those automatic payments under $5,000 to Marylanders.
Do you have any idea how much is going out, or do you have any of those kind of numbers, or do you have it's a wait and see game on that? Right
now it's a wait and see game. We'll start doing the accounting, but pretty quickly we'll be able to see what's going out. And I'm, for one, am really excited to see that happen and to be able to give an accounting to Marylanders of how much we're being able to send them just automatically.
And does that go across the board, individuals, businesses, nonprofits, local governments, or is it one specific group?
Nope, it should be across the board, right?
Across the board, eventually.
Right, eventually.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, I just want to get it right for you.
No, I appreciate that. I want to get it right too.
Yeah.
So does that cover individuals, businesses, nonprofits, and local governments, or is it just individuals or just businesses?
Nope. Eventually, it will cover everybody within the system, and so whether you're a nonprofit or a business or somebody who forgot they had a bank account many years ago, you'll be able to take advantage of that.
Are you guys using taxpayer data to determine owners' current addresses?
We are not.
You're not. Why aren't you doing that?
There is a great degree of security around our taxpayer data, and we answer to the Fed, to the federal government, around how we can use taxpayer data. I think it's really important to keep taxpayer data as in a closed universe as possible, to keep it as safe as possible. And so right now we are not using that. We also don't feel like we need it right now. If there were huge gaps that we had, it might be something that we looked into more, but we don't have those right now.
You have a lot of money. You're sitting on a lot of money, right? So you look at any avenue, correct?
Yeah.
To get the money back to
Certainly.
people?
Oh, we look at so many different avenues. Yep.
Do you have access to data in other state agencies at all to cross-reference? To send those automatic payments?
Right. So right now we haven't explored doing that. If we did see a large number of people who we thought would be covered by other agencies, then we would certainly be happy, whether that's the Maryland Health Exchange or Department of Human Services, we would be certainly happy to do that. But based on the data that we have right now and other publicly available sources of data, the LexisNexis of the world, we don't think that what they have is any more accurate than what we can find right now. If that changes, 100% we will do that.
Now your state, not your office, but your state has been kind of behind the times with other states who are years and years ahead on automatic payment.
Yep.
Missouri and Mississippi have paid millions in past due child support by matching cases with unclaimed property owners. Are you?
We do that.
Okay, you do that.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah, so it's in the law. So we have been paying out child support payments from unclaimed property for years. That is in the law, and we've already been doing that. Yep.
Okay, my last question. I appreciate your time. Maryland still publishes a list of unclaimed property in newspapers. You going to continue to do that or not?
We are, because it's in the law. I appreciate that there are so many different ways to reach people and let them know that we have their unclaimed property. And I actually do think that newspaper insert gets a large number of eyes on it. People have come to expect it. They've seen it for years. And so I think that they even look up their neighbors and their friends and say, hey, I just got this, and did you know you're in it? And that causes people to look it up. So whether it's the newspaper insert, the quarterly postcards we mail to people, the online searching, being part of Missing Money, we're really tabling at fairs. We are really trying to get people their money.
Do you think your job is done here with this part of your office, or do you think you have a lot a lot farther to go.
My job is never done. No, I think, one of the, important things to remember in government and in IT is that there's no end product, right? You are constantly innovating, constantly thinking about how to do better, how to reach more people, how to make services easier to use. So I think this represents the closing of a chapter in a much longer story about how to serve the people of Maryland the best way we can.
And how'd your dad feel about the news?
Yeah, he was like, "Can you tell me how to get that?" And I said, "Yes, I will show you online how to claim your property, Dad."